So with these multi-part questions, basically we just need to make sure we read everything that they give us because they're going to give you everything that you need. People get stuck on this, just don't read what they're supposed to. We're trying to find the value of k. So yeah, there's k's in the picture, but there's also a big gold formula that involves k. And so I know that if I have equations, I would love to plug points into those equations because that's a strategy that gets me out of a lot of jams. And in this case, if you're feeling confused, that's where I'd look. I'd say, do I have a point? Do I have a number that I can plug into this equation? Well, clearly I'm not going to plug in k. I could, I guess and check here a little bit, but I don't know what I'm looking for. So I'm not plugging in k, I'm trying to find k. That means I need the missing piece, the volume. Look for it. It's somewhere. They must have given it to us. The glass pictured above can hold a maximum volume of 473 cubic centimeters. So there we go. We've got a task now, right? 473 is equal to 7 pi k cubed over 48. This is where some people do prefer to guess and check because they feel more comfortable just kind of testing it and seeing if any of these answers gets us 473. I'm just going to do it the arithmetic or the algebra way and move everything over just to kind of refresh our memories on the order of operation. So when I'm trying to solve for a variable, right, I want to strip everything away from it. So the first thing I get away here is the 48. So I'd multiply both sides by 48 because remember it's like a fraction, so 48 over 1, if we have a 48 on the top and a 48 on the bottom, they cancel out. I'm not going to do 48 times 473 in my head because I don't hate myself. So let's let the calculator do it. And I get 22,704 is equal to 7 pi k cubed. And I'm writing this out not just because I want you to see what I'm doing, I'm writing it out because I want to see what I'm doing. This is a good example of show your work, right? It's very easy to lose something in the calculator. They're helpful for the arithmetic, but they can disappoint you if you're not careful with the steps. So the more we show on the page, the more likely we are where you don't make a mistake. So now I'm going to divide. I want to get rid of these other things. I'm working my way towards the k. The cube, the exponent, is the last thing I want to touch. So I want to divide by 7 pi. And here is a case where we could be in some trouble if we're not comfortable with the calculator. What a lot of you do is you do 22,704 divided by 7 pi. Like that. That's going to cause a problem. Your calculator is going to follow its own order of operations. And so what it's doing here, if you get 10,189 as your number, is it's dividing by 7 and then multiplying that result by pi. So what's happening is pi is getting multiplied instead of divided. Your calculator can't help itself. It doesn't know what you want unless you give it the right instructions. So what we're supposed to write is 7 pi in parentheses. So in my calculator, I've got to put those parentheses around it, like that. And when I do, I get a very different number. I get 1,032.4. So you see different numbers. It's a big problem. This happens. Not a lot on the SAT, but it does happen. I see it, and the SAT sometimes makes it so that answer choice is there. So you got to watch it. Pi, it's a number, so you got to put it in parentheses sometimes to make sure it sticks with the number you want it to stick with. It's frustrating, but that's why I thought I would show you, because some people get it wrong for that reason. So now we've got 1032.4 equals k to the third, and so we can just take the cubed root of both of these numbers to get the answer. So the cubed root, my calculator has that button under the math function. Cubed root of 1032.4 is k equaling 10.11. So there's choice D, and that's the answer. But if you're having trouble with exponents and how to do them, one other way that we could put this in the calculator is we could do to the 1/3. So if I had 1032.4 equals k to the third, one thing I can do is I could raise both sides to the 1/3. And the reason that that's helpful for us is when we raise a power to a power, it multiplies the exponents. So 3 times 1/3 is 1. So we get the k down to 1. And then that might be more useful in your calculator, because if you use parentheses, you could enter it as, let me just write it, 1032.4. You got that little caret button, and like that. And you can enter that without really any special buttons, any special menu options. So if you're not really great with the calculator you have, or it doesn't have a ton of options, this is a way to still kind of do these complicated roots just by using the rules of exponents. So 1032.4 to the 1/3 in parentheses. So we do that, and it'll get you the same answer, 10.11. The other option, obviously, is if you can't do it, then your calculator probably can bring something to the 3rd power. So again, you can kind of guess and check at any point here if your calculator is failing you, and you can take these answer choices and guess and check and raise them to the 3rd power and see which one gives you 1032.4, and that will be it. So lots of ways to do it. The key is the actual solving is one of our favorite strategies. Plug points into equations. You've got an equation, look for something to plug in. Doesn't matter the story, it's probably going to help you.